It is the first week of March 2024, and we're going to look at the February data for the Albuquerque real estate market and see where we're at, see where things maybe will be going in the future here. This is Tego Venturi with the Venturi Group of Real Broker. Been doing these updates for years, and we're going to dive into it right now. Now, I want to share with you, this is right on our website at welcomehomeabq.com. If you come over to market and you get this monthly market update, this updates at the first of every month. So you can come in here and look at this data and dig into it yourself. And of course you can after we're done here, but I'll walk you through and show you what we got. So first off, we have closed sales. That's the number of homes that sold in the month. And right now, again, we're just looking at monthly data. We're comparing it from February of this year, 24 to 23 and to 22, as well as we've got this broken down by different price ranges. You can see here across the top, we've got the 250 or less. We've got the 250 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 and above. And that's represented here by the color codes. And then, of course, this lighter blue color represents all price ranges. And one more clarification, this is the entire Albuquerque MSA, the 4-county area, as well as we're looking at single-family detached and attached homes, both resale and new construction. Okay, got that out of the way. Let's look at the data. First and foremost, closed sales in February was 698. That's a pretty low number. 1,200, 1,100 was not unusual in some of our busiest years in the busier months. That is 3.5% or 3.6% higher than last year. It's not a huge difference, but it is a little bit more. Now you can see in 22, there were 774 sales. But the sweet spot is this 250 to 400 range. That's where the bulk of the sales are happening right now. Let's jump in. Just one last thing to point out here. Big difference in that 250 and under price range, which is really, I'm afraid to say, it's just not as many of those homes available. And so that has decreased 35% from last year, where all the other price ranges, the number of sales have increased. Okay, let's jump through some of this. Inventory, number of homes on the market, up slightly from last year. We're still at a very low level, but we have 10% more than we did a year ago at 1,151 homes on the market. This is the last day of the month of February. So we do see some positive sign there for home buyers, as there's a little bit more homes coming on the market. Definitely no flood, and we'll look at that right here. Well, no, not this one. It's the next one over this. Pending sales. This is the number of homes that received, went under contract. It's at 818 for this year. That is up about 10% from last year. So there is activity. There are people out there buying. And you can see if, again, in that lower price point, it's down 15%. However, in all the higher price points, there's been an increase in the number of pending sales. Okay, let's look at, here we go. This is what I was looking for. New listings. This is a number of homes coming on the market that were listed for sale. It was 911 this year. That's 16, just about 15.5% more than a year ago in February. So we are seeing some positive sign there. A few more people are listing their homes. This is still very low. And if we jump to our month supply, that's what I wanted to see. So this is our ratio of supply versus demand. And it tells us, okay, how many months supply of homes do we have if no more homes came on the market and the same number of homes sold? Across the board in all price ranges, it's 1.4 months supply, which is still considered historically, that's very, 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 very low. Did I say very enough? Yeah, no, that is low. I mean, a balanced market used to say it was 5-6 months supply, and we're at 1.4. But you'll see if we break it down by price range in that 600 and above, the luxury market, we're about 3 months supply versus at 250 and under, it's a half a month supply. So very different depending on the price range. And of course, it's also going to depend on the neighborhood, the type of property, the type of demand for that property, the school district. All those things matter when you start looking at, where the demand is. This is big picture. We're looking at everything just to get a sense of the overall market. All right, days on market. This is a number of days that it took from the home going on the market until it went under contract or pending, whatever you want to call it, where it came off the market, and then it doesn't count that due diligence period from under contract to close. So 41 days is the average days on market for all price ranges. This is just for homes that close. This is not for homes that are on the market. So 41 days was average. You can see if we go back to 22, it was 16 days. Again, no surprise across the price ranges. More expensive homes are taking longer. 600,000 and above, it's taking 64 days on average. Not every home, the average. And then the lower price point, 33 days. We also look at median, which is that middle ground. So that means, half of the homes sold within this time and half of those homes sold over that time. So in this case, it was 21 days. Half of the homes sold within 21 days. Half of the homes took longer than 21 days to go under contract. And again, these were homes that closed in February. So these are probably homes that went under contract in, let's say, December, January, for example. You go back to 2022, it was 4 days. I mean, just it was nuts back then. And, we're kind of back to a normal. We're not normal in the sense of the number of homes on the market, but we're normal in kind of some of the pace of the market and how things are going. So wanted to just address that. All right, let's jump to one more thing. So we talked about closed sales. We talked about pending sales, which are future closed sales. Well, before pending sales, you have this thing called foot traffic or showings. Number of people that have been in the homes looking at homes. And it's a good early indicator of what type of activity is out there. And frankly, it's low. The number of showings per house on the market is at 6.8, about 7, which is down from 8 last year, which is down from almost 12 in 2022. So there's no doubt that demand has come down. Of course, supply has come down or stayed low as well, which has got us a little bit closer to something balanced. But at the same time, we're still seeing price appreciation in our market. So let me jump to that. Price per square foot. Now we're looking at, in this case, we're looking at median. So we're going to look at both median and average. So this is price per square foot, which is a nice indicator because it does get rid of some of the variations you get with the size of the home. And you can see across the board, we had the price per square foot in February was $203. That was a median. That's a 9% higher than last year. Last year was 6% higher than 22. And you can see the biggest moves are, of course, in that lower price point again, and the lower moves are in the higher price point. So in that 600 and above, we saw price per square foot appreciate 4.7% versus almost 11% in the 250,000 and under. All right, let's look at average price per square foot. I like to look at both because it gives us a kind of an overall, because median and average, look at things a little bit different, but price per square foot on average was 7% higher, also at 203, coincidentally, a lot enough, which was median also, so 7% higher. That's a pretty good indicator of what the year-over-year price appreciation is in the Albuquerque area right now. Again, across the board, across all price ranges. All right, so let's jump to median price, overall median price. So this is the median price, the middle number of all the homes sold that were closed in February. So at $330,800, single-family detached, single-family attached, in, again, all price ranges, $330,800. That is 4.8% higher than a year ago. Again, I was talking about that 7% number. This is more like 5%. Again, we're somewhere in that in year-over-year price appreciation overall. Every home is different. Every neighborhood's different. Again, we're looking at big picture, but just to give you a basic idea. And then if we look at the average price is now $379, like $379.5, versus last year at $352, so about 7.5% higher. So again, this is all on our website, again, at welcomehomeabq.com. If you go to the market tab right here, you can look at all this data right there. If you stuck with me, thank you. And by the way, give me a subscribe if you're on YouTube. We're almost to a milestone there. Just appreciate it. Just trying to get the good message out about what is going on in the housing market and keep people informed. Take care.